Today we're going to pull a drive shaft from a 2007 Saturn Vue. This is a two-part drive shaft which is supported by a carrier bearing with the bracket. So if you have a vehicle that has a two-part drive shaft, the procedures will pretty much apply to any vehicle like that. So the most important step really is to get both front wheels off the ground. That allows us to rotate the drive shaft and access all the bolts. You can optionally jack up the rear as well just to get access. It's pretty tight back there. If you only jack up the front, it's really up to you. I've chucked the wheels off because we will be putting the car into neutral so it can roll, and I've also done a little safety measure at the front and left my jack there as well. So give it a little shake, make sure it's fully supported and sturdy, then we'll climb up underneath. So there's the drive shaft here, here's the front portion right there. There's a U-joint there and a centre carrier bearing there that supports the sort of double drive shaft, and it goes back into the differential just there. So drive shafts, they're balanced. You can see these little weights on here. So they're weighted out of the factory. So it's very important we put some paint markings down. So when we take this apart, it goes back on exactly how it was on the vehicle. So paint mark, if you don't have one, use some caliper paint, something that just won't wash off and really resilient. With the Saturn Vue, you can actually take the drive shaft right off and just run it as a two-wheel drive vehicle. It's great, you don't need to clog the ends and make sure anything leaks out, nothing like that. Pop the drive shaft off, drive it as a two-wheel drive. So if you're storing the drive shaft in your garage for say 6 months, we want to make sure the marks stay on the vehicle and on the drive shaft itself. So it's important that the paint actually stays on and doesn't wash off. So here's the front. I always do two marks kind of next to each other, then if one for some reason disappears we have another one. It shouldn't do, it's just what I do. And also on the center you can see the line goes all the way from the first to the second shaft over the carrier bearing. And also on the rear from the shaft over the U-joints back to the differential housing there. So let's start by loosening all these bolts, and I'm going to start taking off these here all around the bottom. They're all 8mm. So we've taken the bottom 4 bolts out. We're just going to rotate the drive shaft now. So to rotate the drive shaft and access the bolts on top, either at the front or the back, just put the key in, key on one, hold the foot brake and put the car into neutral, and then we can rotate the drive shaft by hand underneath the car. Put it back in park, that will stop the drive shaft from moving, and then we can undo the bolts, which are now turned 180 down to the bottom so we can access those. So with the car in neutral, we can rotate the drive shaft by hand and just access any bolts we couldn't before. And again, both front wheels have to be off the ground for this. If you have a bad U-joint, this is maybe why you're taking your drive shaft off. What happens if you leave a bad U-joint on too long, it can ruin the seal which joins the drive shaft to the transmission, and you may see like a minor leak of fluid like you can see on this car right here. So something you just bear in mind, these seals are very replaceable. You just drop this front end out and you can access the seal right there. So the rear ones here are 16mm, there's 4. You'll probably need to rotate the shaft to get to the top 2 on the back end here. And there's 16mm are the hardest to remove, so I recommend getting some nice leverage or maybe some penetrating grease or something like that on them. Now the reason we take the back and front off first is that the center support kind of bearing bracket helps keep this shaft steady when we're taking off these really rusted on end bolts. If you take the center support bearing bracket off first, the drive shaft will be wiggling around like crazy while you try and take these off. So before taking the last bolt out the rear, just grab a little jack stand just to support the shaft in case it drops. It's not terribly heavy, but you don't want it to slam on the floor either, or worse, on your head. And then we can take out that last bolt there. So now all the bolts are out, give it a good whack with a hammer, it should break free. It's probably seized on if it's an older car. I've just redone my markings there. So I've taken the bolts out the front, the bolts out the back, made sure all markings are all there before it drops, and we're just going to take off this center support bearing bracket. It's two 12mm bolts, one here and one there. Once you've done that, this middle bit will start falling down, and the ends at the back and the front should slowly come away as this is lowered. So the bracket's off, it's supported by a jack. We're slowly going to lower this until it comes down and the back and front should just fall out. So here's a view of the back end there. You can see it's totally sealed, so there's no problem running it without the drive shaft. If you want to replace the pinion seal, you just got to remove that bolt. You probably need a puller to pry that off, and the seal lives behind there. And that's usually if you have a leak on the differential end right there. So the front end is a bit confusing where it actually separates. When you pull from this end, it wants to sort of disconnect the splines inside here, but then you might actually rip the boot and cause a problem. It actually separates right here along this kind of orange wristed line here. What I recommend is just grabbing this part here as hard as you can with one hand, this metal part here, and then just knocking the side with a hammer, and that should sort of expose it. I'll just do that off camera so you can see. Okay, so just by tapping this section here, pulls out just like that. So that's actually how it separates on the front end. So this is what the front end looks like here. You can see pretty much perfectly sealed there. So yeah, no problem running it without the drive shaft on the front end. And you can see we're just left with kind of like a cup here. So yeah. So now it's off the vehicle, you can see the front end here, just like a little nub. Coming down, there's the wheel weights that help keep it in balance. Very rusted, very rusted. Here's the first U-joint near the middle here. It's good to get a little pry bar in and pry it, see if you've got any play in there. This is the center support bearing. You see it just spins around freely. A lot of the time, if it's really loose or something like that, it might need a new one there. To get that out, you got to press this piece out of the yoke, which you need a special bearing press to do, which kind of sucks. More wheel weights to keep it balanced, more wheel weights, and again a final U-joint near the back. So it's good to test these U-joints, that's something you can do at home. Center support bearing, again, you'll need a bearing press. You can probably pay someone $50 and take this whole thing in and get them to press it out for you. So yeah, that's it, drive shaft off. Good luck with your project and wherever you go from here.